Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
of Live,
Let
Thrive. What's up, Micah? Man.
I'm chilling, Stevie Stacks. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing, baby. I'm doing the arbitrage thing, doing a bunch of things. And I know you're busy too, as always. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We always got a lot of stuff to talk about on this show because y'all been following us since 2017. And this is your favorite short-term, mid-term, long-term, VRBO, Airbnb, all that fun stuff, podcast in the world, coming at you from Arlington and Fort Worth, Texas.
Let's go, man. You started off right. You said you're doing the arbitrage thing, man. So
arbitrage thing, real quick. Episode 270. Did I say that? Okay, cool.
You did.
270. Holy smokes. Like the last guest that came on, I forgot. I mean, he come on a long time ago. I'm like, dude, we did 270 episodes. I forget some of these people that have been repeat guests. It sounded familiar, but I was like, someone else came on and said all the same stuff. But it's the same guy. Okay. Shout out to Ventori.
Yeah,
what's up, Ventori? What's up, Ventori? Yeah, I'm doing the arbitrage thing. I'm setting one up in Grand Prairie as we speak. Mm-hmm. And this one is unique because I had picked it up actually like 3 months ago or so, but the guy had said he was having they were building a house right over there, Mansfield, which actually the address is Venus. It's weird. It's crossing the freeway over there. Mansfield is just going south, all the way across the freeway.
Venus is growing, bro.
Yeah, Venus is. It's all gonna just.
Yeah.
My teenage daughter lives in Venus, and the old town of Venus, way down in the sticks in the old town.
Really?
So once you cross the freeway, get into Venus. That's not. She's still way down. In the original town. One stoplight town.
Yeah,
deal.
Definitely is Venus.
But he so the house was getting built, right? Got a shout out to Gaston, the owner of the arbitrage I'm doing. And so it was taking longer, and so I waited like 3 months until it was ready, and then finally it was ready this month, right? Mm-hmm. So they moved out, and so I'm moving the stuff that I moved out of another arbitrage, all this 3-bedroom, 2-bath worth of furniture, and I'm putting it into this arbitrage. Which I'll tell you something right now. I freaking hate furniture. If you're in this arbitrage game long enough, you grow to detest furniture or dealing with furniture. I mean, it's cool if it's there, so I can sit on something, but having to go either buy or order or install or put together or put it in storage after you have to remove it all from a place, put it in another one after you get another place. Oh my God. I hate dealing with furniture, man. So I know you and Mike Brown have a cool way of getting around that now. I'd like for you to go into talk about that a little bit if you could.
Well, the furniture, we just do simple storage after we then go find a unit. That's what we just did. Went from 1 3-bedroom to storage to another 3-bedroom. That's how we've been running ours.
You talking about renting it though? You're doing some renting.
Oh no, he's been doing that on his own. I haven't done.
Okay.
The reason why The reason why I'm against that on arbitraging is because I feel like it inflates your costs, in my opinion. But matter of fact, we need to get Mike back on so he can go over that with you guys, because there is some people who are doing the renting furniture thing, and that it's been working out for a lot of people, but I haven't touched the furniture rentals yet. I would maybe look into it if it's like a really heavy margin. I would look into it.
Now, he mentioned something cool. Mm-hmm. What these places are doing. You can rent, let's say, for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo, whatever. You can rent, and it's going to be about $200 a month to rent furniture, right?
Yeah.
And it says if you have it for 3 years, they just give it to you. You don't got to return it. So you're paying for it, and I'm sure you're paying more than what the furniture actually costs in that sense, right?
Yeah.
Like $200 a month times 12, that's $2,400 times 3, that's $363,600, whatever.
Another concern I have is what kind of furniture are you getting for that price?
Yeah, IKEA's Wayfair stuff, it's not the best, but
I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It depends on what's your goal though, but go ahead.
Now, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, yes, You're gonna want to put good stuff in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now here's the thing: if you own the house, yeah, you go high end because your goal is to only buy the stuff once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things will break. You have to replace something every now and then, but you don't want to put IKEA stuff in a 3-2 house that you own. You know, you still you can still get away with IKEA type, maybe a little bit inside of a arbitrage, but because like I said, the life of an arbitrage is 1 to 2 years, maybe on average. Maybe on average is just 1 year, I would think, because most people hop out of the game and they have these fire sales on all their furniture.
See, and it's funny you bring that up because you talking about the lifespan. That's why I was like, I'm happy you're bringing up arbitrage because I'm about to go into my 3rd year on one. And I think me and you, Mike and Fetty, were talking about it in our group chat. Basically, we're going into this 3rd year. And I was like getting ready to sell everything in there. I was getting ready to sell these 5 units. But then like everything in Dallas started crashing down, right? Like I'm talking, we started making a whole bunch of money because I think people are hopping out. And because right now, VRBO now has it. So if you're in Dallas and you're not registered, you're not allowed to list on their platform. Now, I don't know if that's bled over into Airbnb yet, but I could see it happening. So I was like, okay, if it's already September and it's starting to happen, I'm like, let me just hold on a few months. Let me see what's going to happen, because by the time December hits, when everything goes into effect, I think we're going to have a lot less people in the game. So so I think Dallas is a really good play if you're in a commercial. If you're in commercial in Dallas right now, there's a lot of opportunity, because remember though, even if you're in commercial, it's still going to be a lot of opportunity because only 3% of the units can be short term. So we're at a place that I think has 345 units or 245, and we're about to hit the cap here in the next couple months. So we're going to own that complex for short-term rentals. Me and Mike, we're going to own that complex. So if you go to the next complex and they're maxed out at 10 as well, it's a lot of money in that, in that space. It's going to be very limited competition, especially with them already monitoring, because I know me and you were talking like, okay, how are they going to enforce this? But it looks like they're already, starting to enforce it, and it ain't even time yet. So I am going to stick with this arbitrage game. Go ahead.
Well, VRBO is kind of self-enforcing it, right?
Well, self-enforcing it, but at the same time, Airbnb's known to do that in the past as well. Like in New Orleans, they have to, in order to get on the Airbnb platform, you have to give them your registration. Now, it's going to be interesting to see in December if Airbnb is also going to have that same implementation. I don't know if they will, but I noticed these last 2 months, it's been just crazy bookings, man. So you do start to see how regulations can have a good effect in some way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we're getting some good bookings too, man.
Yeah.
So the 3% rule, you think that's going to be enforceable? Or check it out. Let's say at that complex that allows short-term rentals, Airbnbs, right? What if they don't care about that 3% thing and they start letting more and more people do it?
Nope. They already. So how we started paying taxes on these, right? The city came and knocked on the apartment complex's door and said, hey, you got units in here that aren't registered. So as soon as they go over that cap, they don't want the city knocking on their door. So that's why I was like, oh shit, they're kind of enforcing this really tough, So I don't think the complexes are about to get into that, right? Now, this is one thing you could kind of look at with apartment complexes, which I don't know if it'll happen, is if the apartment complex is like, we got a bunch of vacancy. How about we ramp up our numbers a bit by doing it ourselves? I could see that happening. I'm not sure if it will, you know what I mean? Or they just find an arbitrager to give it to. Either one, you know what I mean? But that's the only thing I could see happening. But other than that, I could see them just, hey, find an arbitrager to give it to. Because that's what happened with us. They called me and Mike and were like, hey, we'll give you X amount of more units. Now, the number of units they were going to give us originally would have put us over the 3% cap. Yeah, so it's interesting, man. I'm about to stay in it for a minute just to test it out, and then just to see where it goes.
Yeah, I saw this interesting post on one of the Facebook groups. This guy was selling his arbitrage, how they do that, selling his arbitrage. And he had spent like he gave the numbers, the breakdown. He goes, it's over there. He said it was in Garland, right? Whatever. But he said he spent over like 25,000 of furniture. And then he was trying to sell it for $18,000, trying to recoup a lot of that furniture cost, right? And of course, he said you could sign a lease with the landlord. You could sign a new lease. You can negotiate the rent if you want, stuff like this. And so I messaged him because the house looked nice. It was a nice house. And I mean, I'm not going to pay $18,000 for used furniture. I'm just not going to do that. But he did mention creative financing on the furniture. I guess that's the new key word is creative financing. Sub to a sofa. So he mentioned that, right? And I was like, okay, well, let me, I was chatting with him and on the DMs, and he's showing me the address and everything. I was like, well, this is a Dallas address. The band's coming, right? He's like, well, it shouldn't be affected, blah blah blah. Like, are you sure? It says Dallas. It doesn't say Garland. It says Dallas on your thing. And he said, well, I'm from California, and like, can you chat? It's like, all right, cool, let's chat. He told me the whole spiel. He said he bought an Airbnb in a box, like 3 months ago. 3 months ago. So this is how, yeah. And so, they set it up for him. He paid all this money, and he got the, got the yes from the renter and all the, I mean, the owner and all this stuff. Airbnb in a box. All he's got to do is profit, right? And he said he'd been making like 30%. What's it called?
Profit?
No, 30% filled. His calendar is 30% filled. So what that would mean, 70% vacancy. I mean, he said he's losing money on it.
Dang.
I mean, of course he's saying, I got this other business. I can't put any attention to it, but I said, I got a co-host on there. I said, was the co-host, are they from here, local, or were they from? Actually, no, they're the remote co-host from North Carolina or something. I was like, oh, okay. So he's got it all. He, in a difficult spot, right?
Yeah.
So the co-host really isn't getting him the bookings, which is a nice house. I'm like, man, he should be getting bookings. And we have a house close by there, and it does pretty good. And anyways, I just talked with him. I was like, well, I think the ban is going to affect things. And he said he signed a lease till like 2025. A long ass lease.
Does he have any exit clauses?
No. Yeah, he did everything wrong. He didn't know it, like he said. He probably saw something on, Facebook or Instagram, and oh, cool, Airbnb in a box, make $1,000 a month doing nothing. Well, if it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. But I just, kind of hurts me. I'm trying to help him out. I said, listen, I could probably try to, if you want to switch management, we could try to at least get you some more bookings, and then try to, get some land you some long stays to get you through this, and see what we can do for you. And maybe you can work something out with the landlord and try to let it go. But anyways, I just like, man, so many people, because it became the popular thing, right? Airbnb became the popular thing. Everybody, all these gurus out there, and everybody wanted to hop in, and just, of course, everybody wants the easy way, the short-term rental in a box. They just pay a certain fee, a lot of money. That's, man, 25 G's, and you could have put a down payment on a condo for that. But but I mean, a lot of people got burned on this, man. And I said, you just got in at the wrong time with all the saturation that was happening. Everybody wanted to do it. I said, and then plus you got in right before the ban's gonna hit too. So it's just, yeah, you timed it way wrong on all angles, man. And then you gotta, I guess your co-host ain't doing a good job either. And I'm gonna try to help him out. I'm not gonna buy it. I can't, if it's gonna be banned anyways, there's no point of trying to, to pick this up unless I know I can get a low rent.
Yeah.
And then get I can make steady, midterm rentals in there, which that's why I want to test drive it first as a co-host. But we'll see. And I just, I feel bad for a lot of people that got into the business. Like, we never preached that on the show. We never preached that. Hey, send us $20,000 and we'll get you an Airbnb. We never say that on the show. We try to teach you how to do it. We give you all kinds of tips and stuff and pointers and tell you what not to do. But we never say you're going to get rich just starting an Airbnb.
Yeah. It takes a while, man. You can I mean, there's multiple ways to do it. You can do it through arbitrage. You can do it through owning. It's whatever lane that that your goal or mindset is on. That's how I look at it. But yeah, the whole Airbnb in a box thing. I mean, I tell people all the time that is a risk because you might be dealing with someone who's selling you something and selling you a bunch of numbers. And the thing about short-term rentals is previous projections don't mean anything on future outcome. So you can look at all these pricing calculators and AirDNAs. If you don't know how to set up a business in this short-term rental business for longevity through marketing, you just ain't going to last. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that we segued into marketing because I took a little tip from you and it's been working perfectly. I ramp my marketing up to 3 days a week. So we're sending out emails 3 times a week. And I did like this thing on MailChimp, and I seemed like, what was the best days to send email? It says the best days to send emails Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So we've been sending emails Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have specific people like Tuesday, it's to like all of our past guests. Wednesday is to all the traveling nurse agencies. And Thursday is to all the insurance agencies. And man, let me tell you, speaking of marketing, Mahogany, what she did last week was she called all the traveling nursing agencies and she was like, hey, this is our business, what we do. Who do we contact to get on your housing list? They gave us the email or a direct contact. That has been huge, man. And we created a database and then we put that into MailChimp. So that has been huge. So things like that is what a lot of people aren't doing. And, they're sitting on Airbnb like this guy's sitting 30%. You're sitting at 30% occupancy. What are you doing to go get leads? You know what I mean? People don't do that because the days of sitting on Airbnb and letting the reservation come in, those days are over with. You got to go get it, man. You got to go hustle. So, just things like that. So, man, marketing has been huge. I'm loving the 3 times a week's been huge, man. Just steadily keeping yourself in someone's face. That is huge.
So that's cool because you told me about the MailChimp thing a while back, how you're reaching out that way. I got on it. And then, showed him I knew how to do it. And then he's the one that started sending out every single day. Even on weekends, I'm like, bro, you got to send it out weekends. You're just going to get auto replies.
Yeah. For sure.
You can't send it out at 5 a.m. You're going to get auto replies. But yeah, it's a game changer, dude, because they know us now. They know us. Hey, Steve, what do you got? Do you got anything over here? Hey, Steve. Well, you got this one? Oh, man, they're all booked up, baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're all booked up. Man.
I had 3 replies. And this goes back to how I know like inventory's going down in Dallas. I had 3 replies in Dallas for long term off those emails, man. That's crazy. I'm like, damn, y'all really Dallas's inventory is really taking a hit, So, I kind of was like, damn, I don't want to hop in that Dallas STRA lawsuit. Y'all being out of business is helping me. No, man. So
well, that's the thing, though. They might just try to turn it into a midterm and then flood the market on midterms. That's the only problem.
See, but that goes back into what we just said. How many people are going to do the work for that? They want to sit on OTAs, man, and it ain't going to work. The sitting on OTA thing just ain't going to work in this business, especially in midterm. You got to be constantly on top of it. But, the people, our listeners, if you are like wanting to get in, man, it's all about building connections. I'm telling you, the best place to build connections is on LinkedIn. Like if you find a company that you want to do business with, I was doing it this week. If you find a company you want to do business with, get on LinkedIn. You know what I mean? And somebody will be there, be like, hey, I'm looking for whoever's in charge of housing. Oh, it's not me, but I can put you in contact with that person, man. If you want to, get a bunch of chat GPT email threads going and just put them in LinkedIn to people will respond to you. Seriously. And especially if I have LinkedIn premium, so I do pay the premium every month, but it helps, man. It definitely helps.
Yeah, I haven't really dove into LinkedIn yet.
Oh man.
But I hear it's pretty good. But yeah, man, I just I'm lucky. I have my assistant, just man, he just hammering out there looking, every single day. Like I said, we got 5 new houses under management last month, and
let's go.
And this month we got some on the fence. We got a couple on the fence that are thinking of joining us. Plus the guy that I just spoke to about his arbitrage in Dallas that he's trying to sell. I might land him as management, because just the things I was telling him, I was like, well, did you put a clause in there? Like you said, did you put a clause in there? No, I didn't do that. I said, you put it under your LLC? No, I did. I put it under my name. I was like, yeah, man. He said, do you think the landlord will be, let me out of it? Or what do you think with land? I said, man, landlords, there's so many different types of landlords, right? There's some Karen landlords that, oh, nope, that's the contract. That's what it says. You want out, it's going to be $10,000 to get out. It's one of those, there's landlords like that. And then there's landlords that understand and are cool with it. As long as long as you put someone else in there, that'll they're cool with it. But there's so many different landlords. He's in a tough spot, dude. There's no way around it. I mean, he's in California, like I said, which he said, man, he's even showing all his cards, right? He's like, even with that furniture, I'd like to get it sold and whatever, but I mean, if you'd like to take it over and then buy the furniture, but it would save me from having to fly down from California and deal with all that stuff. And I'm like, what do you so in other words, it's better just give it to me for free, right? I mean, pretty much, right?
Hey, this is the best time to negotiate, is when somebody's spilling their heart out to you about all their woes. Like, oh, really? You got this going on, huh? That's when that's when you're in the perfect art of negotiation right there. But I love how you hit them with multiple avenues. You're like, look, I can take over and manage it for you right now, because already know the effect of taking on an arbitrage risk and stuff's about to collapse. So, what I would tell listeners is, knowing your market, knowing what's going on a repetitive basis. You see how Steve's able to negotiate with somebody who needs help, you know what I mean? And just teach him the ropes. It puts you in a really, really powerful position, especially in your market, man. That right there is powerful, because the sky's the limit if you have the knowledge. That's what I tell people. It's the knowledge, man. Repetition.
But I'm literally I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to help him, give him some good advice and see if I can, and then people appreciate that.
Yeah, you got to come from a place of service.
And then he'll come from a place of service. Trust me, he'll say, hey, man, you could take over this Airbnb. It might land some good bookings for us and some good long, midterm bookings or whatever for until December hits, or we might grab something through December. You never know. Yeah. But I mean, opportunities everywhere. You just got to talk to everybody. You just got to reach out to everybody. It's a hustle game, man. There's no shortcuts.
Yeah, and even if, like you said, even if you were to manage it and turn it into a midterm and it starts hitting, you're hitting. Because, I mean, you said you and Manu are always on the phone, calling people, emailing, text. That is powerful, man. I'm telling you, last week, I realized how powerful that is, man. Teamwork make the dream work. That's powerful to reach out to people.
No, dude. Yeah. Because, now we have goals. I'm like, we got 5 new houses last month. This month, I want at least 5. I know we might not hit that, but we might only get 2. But hey, at least we aim high, right? And then if we come up short, we still picked up two more, management clients. Now, apartments are starting to change their tunes too. Remember, they had all the power not too long ago, and now they're like, hey, come over here, do your arbitrage over here. We give you a good price. They're coming down to prices, man. I'm like, I'm tempted, but I don't want to overextend myself in getting more arbitrages in apartments. Like, let's say Fort Worth or somewhere like that, where I have to go buy all the furniture again. I kind of want to, stick to the management side and not spend all my money on more and more furniture and more arbitrages and more first of the month rents due. You know what I'm saying? So I love that feeling when you're not when you don't have 1,000 rents to pay.
Happy you bring that up, man, because that's very important, man. Risk analysis right now in this business is very important, man. It's very important to know your risk tolerance, especially, do you want 1,000 rents or 1,000 paychecks coming in off you managing? You know what I mean? Because you don't want to take on the risk. It's easier to not me. That's why I said, I'm going to keep these 5 in Dallas because of what's going on. But my main focus, I'm not picking up no more arbitrages. My literal main focus is owning and management. But I'm very select on what I manage. I want it to be really, really good units. So that's why I don't just pick them up in bulk. Plus, I like how you guys say, I like to vet out those damn owners, man. Like, who am I managing for? You know what I mean? Because I hear you guys' woes. I hear it a lot, man. People say they start managing for somebody that used to run it themselves, or the one who's never done it but wants to be hands-on. So it's like you got to find that perfect balance. And I have two really good managed clients right now that I really love working with, and we do really well on their houses, man.
That is cool. Yeah, it saves a lot of headaches, man.
Yeah.
I landed a big booking for a client that was really hands-on in the first week or so. You know what I'm saying? After these big bookings rolled through, okay, I'm gonna leave. I trust y'all now.
You know what though? And I think that's what helped me with one of them, because I've had this lady's place booked probably since we've had like 3 long-term bookings since she started. Like she's been making between $5,500 to $6,500 a month on this house in Mansfield. That is one thing I am starting to look for, is like owner finance deals in Mansfield. I don't think they have short-term rental regulations yet. And the only thing I do worry about is the flood. Because when Dallas bans, everything else is going to kind of get flooded. You know what I mean? Then the regulations are going to come. But, like with Grand Prairie, they already have stuff. And I think Grand Prairie, for the new people, I think Grand Prairie is going to get saturated for the new people who don't know how to do marketing. And then that saturation is going to roll over into Mansfield, because Mansfield's being built up. So I am kind of looking for a few owner finance sub-2 deals in Mansfield if I can get my hands on them, because I would love to be in Mansfield, especially with clients like that, Yeah, it's good.
Part of the cycle, man. It's part of the cycle, because, people are getting into houses where they can't afford, or they can barely afford by the skin of their teeth. And all it takes is one car going out, or one AC going out, and their finances are screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's why I was actually on Mint today trying to doing like a financial analysis of everything that I have going on, just to see like, okay, where am I at with this? Where am I at with that? To make sure I'm not taking on too much risk. Because right now, you want to have cash. I mean, you want to be, risk averse, but you want to have some cash and some good income, good cash flow coming in. So I'm kind of like trying to analyze everything. How much should I pick up? You know what I mean? So
yeah, you should definitely do that with all your rental houses. They say put a percentage away, and that's true.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through that with my very first rental house, the one that got trashed. I'm going through fixing that and just paying a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time, because I don't want to spend all my cash to try to fix it at once. It's going to take thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And I just never was, took the advice of BiggerPockets and stuff like that. You put like 10% aside of the rent every single month, and you have like a nice, for each property, you have a nice pile in case something does go wrong.
Yeah.
So is it called CapEx?
Yeah, CapEx. What we do is we try to keep 3 to 6 months expenses for all the properties. I'm trying to build up a fund where I have 6 months expenses for all the properties. And then I'm trying to build up another fund, a BRRRR fund or a SIR fund, subject to fund, where I just have a fund where I'm just buying real estate. And then I have another fund that's just my backup. And then that's why I love management, because I don't need those funds for management. I can just go pick up management off of my expertise and what I know. So, it's that's all I'm saying, that risk management's huge, especially, knowing things that and then that gives you power. Applied knowledge is power.
No, that is true, man. That is true. So, what else has been going on in your life, Micah, besides Airbnb?
Oh, man, I'm trying to buy another property with my IRA right now. So, we're trying to do an IRA buy. I'm refinancing a HELOC. So I'm almost to the end of it. You got to upload a bunch of paperwork. But basically, I'm going to get a lower rate, and I'll get $50,000 equity. So I'll have like 6 figures in a HELOC that I can deploy, to pick up houses or whatever. So I'm doing that. And then we're also trying to buy another property in our IRA. So we're just trying to really just keep getting doors, man. If I can get them in, I am looking in Texas for owner finance and sub-2 deals. In Arkansas, I'll do anything in Arkansas, sub-2, BRRRR, whatever. But yeah, that's about it, man. Looking for those, looking to buy some more real estate, man. What about you?
So why are you still big on Arkansas?
Cash flow. Cash flow is crazy, man. I'm cash flowing $500 a month on a 400 some a month on a Section 8. I'll take that all day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I'm loving Arkansas, man. Plus it's cheaper. Plus I can use my IRA in Arkansas, go get a property for $50K, put $20K into it. Man, it'll appraise at 150. And the house prices are going up down there.
You're going up?
Yeah, going up. It was crazy to see. Like, it was just crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, the house prices are going up. Like the house I rehabbed, it appraised at 140. A house right down the street is listed right now. I don't know how much it's going to sell for. I have to kind of look into that. It's listed at 160. I'm like, I don't know if anybody will buy it because it's a 2-bed, 1-bath. And I'm like, shit, if it goes up to somebody buy it for 160. I know I'm shooting through the roof. I have a 3-bed, 2-bath. So housing prices are going up. So I'm not tripping about that. And then I'm loving Arkansas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Something crazy, man. Just Mike Brown hit us up today with something crazy that happened at one of his Airbnbs.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? So he said he always jumps in and says bruh, and you dot. Like, oh, he's gonna some tea. He's spill some tea. Yeah, something good's gonna happen when Mike Brown says bruh on the WhatsApp chat. And he said these people putting their bags out in the front door, outside the front door for hours, and they're mad because we have a trash valet that goes out today. So the trash valet people go to the door and pick up all the trash on today. And they took all these bags that these people had sitting out there for hours. He didn't say what kind of bags, if they're like travel bags or backpacks or whatever. Anyways, so they threw all their shit away. I feel bad for Mike. I know they're stupid people, but Mike Brown, he's gonna have to deal with them trying to put some claims and say all their stuff got thrown away and all this stuff. So I know he probably win it, but it's still got to fight it though.
Is that an apartment or a house? It's an apartment because it's valet, right?
Trash valet, yeah. So they just left their stuff on the front the whole day. So they came and threw it away, man.
Damn, bro. I don't even know what to say on that, man. Like, damn. Like, yeah, man. Damn, that's a tough one right there. That's why you gotta these OTAs, man. If it was it through Airbnb?
He didn't say. He just said they just got their stuff got thrown away. Well, I didn't really dig into it.
Yeah, if it was on Airbnb, you definitely gotta fight a claim on that because they're gonna come screeching. Because I think Airbnb is back to, siding with the guests because let me tell you what happened with my story on Airbnb. By the way, if this is y'all, turn off flexible check-in, right? I thought flexible check-in means you can check in anytime after my check-in time, which is 4:00. It doesn't mean that. It means they can pick when they want to check in. So my check-in time in my house rule is 4:00. On my listing, it's 4:00, but I had flexible check-in turned on. So I had this guest, they booked and they wanted to check in earlier than 4 and we had a checkout. I'm like, my VA was like, no, we have a checkout. We can't accommodate. You can check in after. And she goes, well, I chose to check in at 8:00 this morning. Like, you chose to check in at 8:00 this morning. I don't care what you chose. This was about to happen. So, of course, she reaches out to Airbnb, and Airbnb gave her a full refund. Canceled it, gave her a full refund. We got another reservation coming in. This is why I'm liking Dallas right now. So we ended up getting another reservation, but they said, hey, the reason why we gave her a full refund is because you have flexible check-in turned on. He goes, if you want to fix that, you need to turn it off because what that does is gives them the option to choose when they want to check in. Even though it was in my house rule, the check-in was at 4, everything. So I had to learn a lesson on that. So I did lose some money on that. So yeah, turn off if you're not a flexible check-in person. If you're not running a hotel, then yeah, you may want to turn that off because I had that issue and man, I lost some money on that.
Well, you got a booking right away, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on it, but I was like, dang, but everything's a learning lesson, right? Everything's a learning lesson.
Everything's a learning lesson, and that's the cool part, man. About speaking of getting a booking right away, because some people cancel. You got it on strict. Cancel the day before, the day of. Oh, I love that. I love it. Today. Go ahead and cancel, and then we'll get someone else in there also.
Happened to me today.
Yeah.
I had a dude who was supposed to stay till November 30th.
Oh
He
shit!
had already paid a month. He paid another month. He canceled today. So
Wow.
I was like, damn. So I still get the $7,000, the 5,000 more coming to me. Plus, someone ended up booking another week as soon as he left. So I got like almost 6,000 coming based off cancellations. I can sell the rest of his time. I was like, hell yeah. So I was like, I wasn't too mad about that. But yeah, so cancellation, having that strict on, yeah, it does help you.
Now, what's man? Here's what's cool about repeat guests, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say for example, we had a guest that, hey, I stayed at one of y'all's places, earlier in the year or last year or something, whatever. It shows how much I'm paying attention. They're running they're running the show. I noticed the big bookings, but so my news handling, like when the direct messages come across for bookings, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, so these people reached out. They said they stayed here before. They enjoyed themselves. They're coming back in town is for the Quarter Horse Association or whatever horse thing, that comes to Fort Worth, Cowtown. They said they want 4 rooms for like, I think it's like over a month each, so like 4 1-month bookings, and they can pay, we gave them some, of course, decent price that works for both of us, but we had the prices were reasonable. I don't want to say, you know what I'm saying. We made some good money.
Yeah.
So we happened to have 4 places, and so they took 4 of them, and we had to move a couple people around at one of the places, right? Because it had a couple far out bookings. Now I got it where I don't get those pesky little far out bookings anymore.
Oh, I have a question on that too. Go ahead.
Big booking. This is the big booking.
Yeah.
But I don't get those little 1 days and 2 days out in the way in the future that we have to move around or cancel. So we got all 4 because they stayed with us before. They knew us and dealt direct outside of Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. 3 things right there. And so what was cool about it, them, you trust them. They trust you because they stayed with us before, and they see on our site that we have a bunch of units, right? So we get to do direct bookings to them and provide for them and make really good money, and Airbnb don't take a chunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a beautiful thing. And I love repeat guests. I love repeat customers.
I have a question. So those far out bookings, were they through Airbnb?
Yeah.
So you had to move them around. You didn't cancel them?
Luckily, we were able to move them around. Yeah.
Well, I was wondering because a new $1,000 fine. And I'm like this close to having to cancel one because I have one person who's trying to stay for 3 months. And then I have somebody who just booked this weekend, a weekend or 2 coming up because of, the Red River rivalry's coming. So, by the way, I raised my shit 70%. That's coming, and then with that's going to be a huge. So I got people booked for that, but I'm like, I'm thinking about kind of canceling them out for them 3 to 6 months I got. So that's always that risk now, especially with Airbnb. So it's a good time to kind of do exactly what you're saying to do. Raise your. What I do is I raise my prices far out. I raise them by 20% far out. So then the people who do book, they're paying a premium. Because those far out bookings can be pesky because you rather have a filled calendar paying you a decent amount of money than these small bookings here and there. And now you're trying to fill, so I understand you. Also, to me, leisure guests are the worst guests to me. The ones who stay in a weekend, those are the guests I don't want. Just a pain.
Yeah. No, the way I set my calendar up, and I told you, the further out, so it goes, this week is 1 and 2 days, next week is 3 and 4, 3 days during the week, 4 days a weekend, next week 5 and 6, 6 and 7, 7. It goes all the way out. It just gets bigger as it goes out, right?
Yeah.
And then of course I did the bump too. I raised 10% higher, on the weekdays, and 15% higher on weekends the farther out, because the prices are already, what's it called? Price labs, they adjust that shit automatically, and then, but you can bump it up even higher. And what I noticed, oh man, you mess with price labs lately?
A little bit. I really, I may have to
Yeah,
I need
dive
to
in
hop
there.
back into it because go ahead.
What I was afraid of was like, okay, they said this big new update. It's going to be a bunch of more crap to learn. But what's cool, there are a bunch more little toggles, left and right that you can do for whatever, orphan nights, weekends, weekdays. You toggle left and right what you want to do, percentages, and there are more options. But right where you're going to toggle, it'll tell you, oh, the default is we raise it 20%, for weekends this far out. If you want to change it and customize, you can. And then it says like, days closer to the state or closer to, the calendar or whatever, like this week. And I looked at it and I was like, and it said the default is we lower gradually to 20%, like the day of or the day before, or whatever. But if you'd like to change it, you can. I was like, oh, cool. They're putting some really cool defaults where you don't got to mess with it too much. But if you really do want to mess with it, you can. But I was like, I'm digging most of the changes. Most of the defaults are pretty good.
Oh, okay. I'm setting up me a task to go over Price Labs to just see
Yeah.
the new stuff that's in there. Okay. I'm gonna check it out because man, I'm really with you. I've been running Airbnb rule sets and then I've been just running direct stuff. So then when people book direct, I just go through a veil. But I haven't really just been touching Price Labs too much. The only thing I've been using is Price Labs is the base, is the minimum base, and I just been toggling that, and then I've been moving some stuff around in Airbnb. I need to check it out because I need to make sure Price Labs is worth the pay at this point.
Man, I think it is. I think
Okay.
it is
I'll have to
because
check
I
it out.
was on the fence about that too. But like with us, for example, we have over 50 properties. So once you get out, past a certain amount of properties, it's only like $5 or $6 per property, right?
Yeah.
It's cheap. You the first 10 or whatever properties, it's $20 a property. So I can see you taking a hit, right?
Yeah.
But still, $20 for a month's worth of really good pricing because Airbnb pricing sucks. And they suck. They're gonna just want to get you as many bookings as possible. They don't care if the Super Bowl's in town. They're not gonna mark it up triple like Price Labs would. So I think
Are they doing that though?
who Price Labs?
Yeah.
Oh, they put some hype. Oh, dude, yeah. I was looking at the Formula One prices for Austin. Oh, they had them high. I was liking it, dude, because the Formula One's a huge event.
Because like, how do they have them priced for like Red River Rivalry?
I compared, and I'll say they had it way higher than what Airbnb put it on the River River Rivalry.
Airbnb's like no one uses that. I mean, like just in general.
Oh, man, I don't remember exactly the prices. I just know it's higher.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare it to Airbnb. Nobody
to smart pricing.
Yeah, I don't think many people use that. Because what I'm saying is like, if you were to set it yourself, would you be missing? Because what I do is I haven't used Price Labs for that. I always set it myself. Like I'll go 70% higher on Red River Rivalry. So that's why I need to hop back in and play with it because I'm not. And that was one thing. I was on a webinar with someone really big in the industry. They kind of ragged up Price Labs a little bit, but that's why I need to hop back in it because I haven't. I
love it.
Yeah, I have to check it out.
I love it because like I said before, I might leave a few bucks on the table if I don't do it myself every single day. But I love it that it frees me up because I said, I mean, it took me because you can set like a rule set, like, call it winter pricing, call it summer pricing, call it Steve super pricing, midterm pricing. You can set these and then you just go to every single property and boom, 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 boom. And then it's quick, right? It's like a commercial for Price Labs, but I'm really diving into it because, like I said, when I took over the company 100%, Fed always did the pricing, so I never really dove into it too much. I hadn't dove into it since I was doing Airbnb by myself. But now I'm really like, I tried something, and then I could see the results, and I could see the calendar on Hospitable right away.
Yeah,
and then and I'm like, okay, I wake up, I tinker with it a little in the mornings. The next day, after 12 o'clock, Price Labs forces through the pricing again to Airbnb, which you can see it on Hospitable on my PMS, and I see like a lot of orphans that are unbookable, and I'm like, all right, let me try this, and so I could set my orphans, between 1 and 7 days, it'll be 1 day bookings. Between 1 and 14 days, it'll be 2 day book. I started doing that, messing with the orphan stuff and then doing the far out pricing thing and the far out minimum stays. And I just started tinkering and tinkering. I mean, it is time consuming to try different things, to look at the calendar, see how it looks, check it the next day. But I got to a point where the last few days, I didn't even have to tinker, because I'd turn it on, I'd look at it in the morning, and I was like, wow, that's exactly how I would have priced things. And there's no orphans at all. And so it takes all that time and effort off my plate. So I'm focusing on getting more clients, focusing on doing, getting more big bookings with Manu. And so, yeah, I might lose a few bucks here and there, but the time suck is totally gone now.
Yeah, I've been because I use Price Labs mixed with Airbnb rule sets. So I'll get longer term stays, but I use Price Labs to manipulate the price, and then the rule sets to manipulate a discount to make it more friendly. Because like on my Price Labs, I always price really, really high and then come back down to normalcy with however long you stay. So I'm going to play with it a little bit. I'm going to definitely hop into Price Labs and play with it again. Because I used to use it really tough. I used to use it for like the far out minimum stays. But the issue I was having with that was my vacancy started to go up because I was forcing something on my calendar, and I wasn't showing up in certain searches. So I'm at the hop back in. I'm about to check it out.
No. What I would ask you, it sounds cool that, this, I always called you the mad scientist back in the day, when you're doing all this stuff on Price Labs and Airbnb. But is all those things, the different things that you have a feel and touch for and know, how to match things up and this and that, is all that stuff teachable to a VA?
Yeah. Loom.
Have you taught it to them already?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you still tinker?
Yeah. I can teach it on Loom, but I actually just told her 2 weeks ago to stop doing it, because because I'm always learning something new. So when I learn something new, I'm like, hold on, don't touch it for a while. Let me learn this new thing. Because I've set my rule sets up to where all she would have to do is go in on one day. So like I have lead time pricing, meaning lead time is from today until 9 days out. Then I have 10-day out pricing. That's from 10 days till 19 days. Then everything else is 20 days out. So all the rule sets are set. Anything 20 days out, we're being bumped by 20%. If there's like a Red River Rivalry, I set a rule set called Red River Rivalry that goes on those dates of Red River Rivalry. So it's easy, and honestly, you only have to really set one rule set a day unless there's like a adjacent discount. So I don't set adjacent. So if I have orphan days, I don't set a minimum. I can get them booked by setting up the day you check out. That's an adjacent discount. The day somebody checks in is an adjacent discount.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then between those days, I'll set up like lead time discounts. Like, hey, if you stay 2 days, I'll give you X amount % off the adjacent discount and X amount % off of the second day. And then 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, however long that discount is. And then it goes up to a max number. Like I'll give you 70% off a day if you stay for 10 days. So that first day, you'll get 70% off that first day. That's a huge discount, but it looks friendlier against other competition. So rule sets actually once you set up, rule sets probably take an hour to set up. And after that, it's automated. Just go and do. And you can set them up. You can just grab a piece of the counter, especially for you, because all your properties are in one spot. You could set up a rule set for Dallas, a rule set for Fort Worth, and a rule set for Grand Prairie, and just shoot them out, especially if most of your properties are the same.
Yeah, but I have over 50 properties, so I'm going to have to go put rule sets in every single one of my properties.
Grab them. You ever use Airbnb? You just grab it. The multi-calendar? Like I have 400 plus properties with timeshares. I can price them all at one time.
Okay.
With rule sets.
Because like I said, I dove into the Price Labs part. And I did go look at I did have to take a lot of stuff that was on there on the Airbnb side off, I think Feta was doing the same thing that you were doing, rule sets here, Price Labs here, hospitable stuff here. I came across where I would try to change something in hospitable, because I like to tinker. It's so easy. I see them all in hospitable. I could, I was going in each day and just changing the pricing a little bit. And then, but if there was some rule sets in place on Airbnb, it would trump that. It wouldn't let you do things. So I couldn't just push things through on Hospitable. Now I can, because Hospitable was linked to Price Labs.
Yep.
And I put it on Hospitable, pushes it through, and it takes on Airbnb immediately, But I guess, if it had a mix, somewhere on the Airbnb stuff, somewhere on Price Lab, somewhere on, just different things. So I never knew which ones, me, I see things simple. My mind likes to see just fresh and simple, everything lit up green on Price Labs. I know they're all on there. I know that it works when I touch something on Hospitable and it pushes through and it's going to be priced on Airbnb immediately. I didn't like having like different ones on Airbnb, different ones on Price Labs, different rule sets. And it just, to me, it gets too confusing. And then when you do tinker, if you do it wrong, you might give like a huge discount on a day, because, there's that. I want it simple. I'm getting a ton of bookings, calendars, a lot of solid lines. So
Price Labs has a cool feature like that too, though. That's one feature. Price Labs has a feature where you can group your properties. I don't know if you do that. Well, 50 properties, you should be grouped. Are you grouping them?
I haven't done that yet. I haven't grouped
them. Yeah, that'll make your life even easier. You can group your properties off. Hey, all 2 bedrooms in Dallas under this group. All 3 bedrooms in Grand Prairie, this group. And then you can make one adjustment on Price Labs and it goes to all your 3-bedroom properties. Now, I do use that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff all the new stuff I haven't tinkered with yet. I seen they came out with a webinar and I joined it. I registered for it, but I didn't hop on it. So I do want to check out the new stuff. But their group pricing calendars is pretty cool too.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still learning a bunch of things, but the first thing I wanted to do was, all this stuff that was all, to me, in my mind, look all chaotic and this and that. Maybe Feta knew exactly where everything was, but I just made it clean, simple, straight down the thing.
Yeah.
Pricing generally the same, just to keep the, don't get the weekends sniped, don't get the longer stays sniped, holidays sniped. And then as it gradually comes closer, then, and now getting a lot of the nice last minute bookings because of the last, like you said, the last man standing.
Yeah. There you go, man. And I'm happy. I've been using that adjacency discount, man, and that works like charm. I'm getting lots of, as soon as someone checks out, someone else is checking in, and they'll usually check in for like a month or 2 months,
Right. No, it's it's interesting stuff, man. And but like I said, my mind, I want simple. I want something that works, and if I leave a couple of bucks on the table for simplicity, then, but I mean, now any VA can do it. I mean, it's all set in place. I don't even have to do it no more. You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't got to do it, that's the perfect thing.
Unless I look at the calendars one day and there's no bookings nowhere. Okay, I got to make a change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But right now, I don't have to do it. VAs don't have to do it. It's just running pretty smooth, knock on wood. But, I still want to keep learning and new ways to do it.
It's a bunch of good pricing tools out there. Price Labs is cool. I even love Beyond Pricing for a lot of stuff. Beyond Pricing has their by day price, which I love. They also, another thing about Beyond Pricing that no one ever talks about is if your prices from Beyond Pricing don't get booked, they don't charge you. That's another cool part about Beyond Pricing. But I use Beyond Pricing for my timeshares. I love it for that. And then it can adjust off what you tell it to adjust, and it can go in there and it can go grab market data and, run its numbers off that. But yeah, it's multiple ways to price, man. You just have to know which ones. But like for my regular, like my arbitrages and the places that I own, I use Price Labs and Beyond Pricing. No, Price Labs and like the Airbnb rule sets, and then everything else. But my goal is always to get them direct. So when I get them direct, I can just, hey, this is how much you'll pay a month, and we go through a veil.
You put your logo on your profile pic?
Heck yeah. I put my logo on all the pictures I upload. And speaking of that, have you been, by the way, are you on Google Vacation Rentals?
No, not yet.
I just got a reservation through there. But it came through Flipkey, which went through TripAdvisor. So you're probably getting them. You just don't know.
I'm getting TripAdvisor bookings. Yes.
That's off Google. I guarantee you that's off Google. Because when I talked to the lady, she's like, oh yeah, I found you on Google and I booked through here. So yeah, Google, telling you, man, it's coming. It's coming. I've been telling people, man, Google is coming, and it's coming fast. But yeah, if you're on, make sure all your properties are on Google. The best thing about it is now with Hostfully, who I use, they have a direct integration. So all my stuff's on Google. and I'm loving it. And it just takes the prices from my direct website, puts it on Google, and then when they click on my link on Google, goes straight to my direct booking website. I was like, yes. So I'm loving that.
So are you taking bookings off your direct booking website?
Heck yeah.
And you're not afraid for the Stripe chargebacks or nothing? Why not?
Got insurance.
So how much does that insurance cost?
The 2%. I just do the 2% for the chargeback protection.
And then if they do a chargeback on you,
you dispute it.
And you're automatically gonna win.
Hopefully. I haven't lost any. I mean, it's just like Airbnb just canceled that guest because of flexible check-in. You're going to have, I guarantee you, go to someone who does 100% direct, go to someone who has Airbnb. I guarantee you the Airbnb person loses more money. I can promise you that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Chargeback protection, 2%.
Yeah. And plus, I can make you sign an agreement. Remember, I remember Mike. This guy did. This is how I know bad guests are always on Airbnb. Mike came into the chat and he goes, this guy didn't want to book direct. He wanted to pay more to avoid signing a dotted line agreement, which was like, if you break anything or if you do anything to harm the property, we do have the right to come and sue you. He didn't want to sign that. Why? Airbnb will protect him. He was like, no, I'll just book it through Airbnb. He knows. Seriously, I mean, it's blatantly obvious. They know bad guests book on Airbnb. They know they're protected.
That is true.
I mean, they do.
Even more so now because you said $1,000 fee for canceling or whatever.
Yeah, they encourage it. They encourage bad behavior. That's why I was like, my whole goal is to always book direct. But I like the midterms, man. Those midterm 3-4 months who go through the full process, can't beat that ever. Put the security deposit down. Like I just kept a huge security deposit because the lady smoked. And the insurance company was like, okay, cool. We'll send her the ledger. Yeah. And then and another good thing. Now, this is another thing in midterms that not talked about is how much money you save. So the ALE just paid us $2,300 in utility fees because remember our utilities were $100 a month. This lady's been going way over. I don't know if she didn't know, but she went way over, right? So we had like a $600 water bill. Insurance company paid it all out. I said, hey, this is how much the insurance company said, send me the ledger for all the bills. We sent her the ledger. It was like $2,300. They sent us that money. That's for utilities. Airbnb, think you about to get that?
No.
Nope.
You'd have lost money on that booking.
For real. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I love midterms. That's why I love being off that platform, man. Just
go ahead. So who pays those the utility overages?
That's what I don't know. I don't know if it's because we reported it, right? The next 2 days, within 2 days, that check was in the mail. I was like, damn. So I don't know if ALE's paying it or I don't know if ALE pays it and then charges it back to the guest. See what I'm saying? Because I did find out that Utah said that too, that the security deposit is paid by the guest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure, man. That's a good question.
Yeah. Good topics today, man. I'm gonna go ahead and do that Stripe 2% protection. And like I said, back when we tried the direct booking site a while back, we got like 4 chargebacks in a week, and Fed was like, we're done with direct bookings, no more direct bookings. But if you say with that 2%, you're more protected.
Yeah.
Because
I never had chargebacks like that. Like
Mike Brown, he said he had one that one time. He said he got the people on camera. They checked in.
I remember he said
their license, got all the stuff he was supposed to do, and they still lost the case. And I'm like, what the hell? They just believe people who do the chargebacks 100%.
Who are you?
I've heard the story.
Who's the payment processor?
Oh, we have Stripe.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
I had a dude tried to get 800 out of me. We won it.
But was it a long process? Did they freeze your account and all that shit?
No, they didn't. But they can. They do tell you in the.
Oh, they froze like $4,000 of ours, man. That's what sucked.
I will eventually if that.
But we didn't have that insurance. We didn't have that insurance like you do, though.
Yeah, I've been doing
chargeback
a 2% chargeback.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try that. I think it's worth trying. I think with so
Yeah.
many properties going direct, man. I mean, because people
See, and also when I'm talking about direct too, there's direct on my website, but then there's also direct on because most of the direct I get is midterm, so it's 30 days and up. So I'm going through a veil anyway.
Okay.
So
and why Avail?
Let's just have the easiest process. I can send them a lease. They have to upload all their documents, driver's license, pass a background check. Everything's right there.
And how much does Avail charge you?
Avail's like $2.99 per property.
$2.99.
It's like cheap.
Oh shit.
Oh, you ain't on Avail?
No, I've always just done contracts directly with them.
Yeah,
sign a lease.
You can use Avail, and Avail will advertise your property out to like all the other websites. And another place that I'm looking to get onto right now is Zumper. I'm hearing good things about Zumper. Zumper is starting to advertise midterm rentals. Yeah, they're starting to do midterm rental advertisements.
Not to be confused with Humper.
Yeah. That'll be a bad Google search.
Or a good one.
Yeah. You go. But yeah, I'm on Zumper.
I love it, dude. Stripe, 2% protection. My news is gonna have some homework tonight, and it's gonna get us on Avail. And you're big TripAdvisor. He did because we started getting some nibbles off TripAdvisor, and then he went ahead and put all of our properties on TripAdvisor. So we're
also see where they're coming from, because TripAdvisor, a lot of those will come from like Flipkey. So TripAdvisor gets you into a lot of places. But also, man, I'm telling you, TripAdvisor is directly partnered with Google as well. So if you can still be on TripAdvisor, my thing is right now, just try to get as many places as possible that'll let you go direct as fast as possible. If you can go direct as fast as possible. Because even like the thing about Google, let's say you're talking about the chargeback protection, right? Let's say they're on Google. They can get on Google, message you through your direct booking website, but you can capture all their data. First name, last name, email, phone number, and you can book them through not TripAdvisor, but through Avail. You don't have to use your direct booking website. It's just a matter of being able to get in front of people's faces. And then, plus, once they come into your email chain, they're now inside of your email list. And
MailChimp.
Yeah. See, and my MailChimp is directly connected with my PMP. So anybody who comes from Google goes straight into MailChimp because it's directly connected with Hostfully. So if you send me anything through Google, goes to Hostfully, goes to MailChimp.
Now, can you list directly on Google Vacation Rentals? Can you go in there and upload your properties to Google Vacation Rentals?
I heard people do it through like an API, but I don't see the point if you can just use your PMP to do it.
Okay, well, we have Hospitable. Yours automatically does it though, right?
Yeah, I just turn on Google Vacation Rentals inside of Hostfully, go straight over there. Now I don't know. Now, are you guys listed with Google Vacation Rentals through Hospitable?
It doesn't. I don't have no toggle thing like you said. I don't know if we are. I'll check it out.
Probably not, because they're new. Because Hospitable's still fairly new. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But what I would do is if they have like a guest, not a guest, but a host request section, see if you can request it. That's what I did with That's why I love Hostfully, because I can request something and they'll go get it. They'll be like, cool, let's look into it. It took them a couple months, but they went and did it. Because at first we had to go through a third party. And I'm like, why don't you just guys do it directly? And they did it. So so what you do is just go on Google, type in like your city and see if you pop up. Man, all of ours popped up. I was like, yes, man, this is perfect. And then we had a couple people come in through Google. And the cool thing about it is if they come in through Hostfully off Google, their information just goes straight to your database and your database goes straight to MailChimp.
Yeah. Nice. Now, have you hopped into checked out more thoroughly Cleanster yet?
Cleanster?
Yeah. Have you checked it out more thoroughly, Cleanster?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I need to check it out. I mean, you're happy with Turno.
Well, I don't use Turno here. I use Turno in another place. I use Well and Good here. I have a different.
Oh, okay. Okay. And you like them?
Yeah.
Friends of the show.
Yes, sir.
Well, cool, man. We've been at it for a while. I hope everybody had a notepad because, Mike has been dropping some gems tonight. Formula One, if you haven't quadrupled your prices for Formula One coming to Austin, go ahead and do that. Of course, they're probably already booked up anyways. And Eclipse is coming. There's going to be an Eclipse coming. So
it is next year, right?
No, coming up like in October or something, mid-October. There's going to be an Eclipse. So if you have places that's a good spot to see an Eclipse, go ahead and raise them rates, baby.
October Eclipse. I'm about to look that up.
Yeah.
About to raise mine right now. October 14th. Oh, yeah. Let me raise that shit now. All right. Cool, man.
All right, brother. Good catching up. Where can people find us?
Send us an email, info@liveletthrive.com, Micah@liveletthrive.com, Steve@liveletthrive.com. Hit us up, send us an email. You can still send us an email to our old liveletthrive@gmail.com as well. And follow us. Remember to hit the subscribe button.
Revamped website.
Yeah, we got a website coming up. You can find us at liveletthrive.com. And thank y'all for continuing to listen. Follow us on IG. IG, TikTok. We're posting videos daily on IG and TikTok, so you can always get some good snippets of gems on there as well. And thank y'all for continuing to be listeners.
Spread the word about Live Let Thrive, please. Get us out there more because we're trying to give some good information out to y'all. We appreciate the love coming back. And the last episode, Homeboy gave away some free stuff. Go check out the last episode because we have guests coming on giving away free shit.
There you go.
Free shit, just email them. That's all you got to do.
Yes, sir.
All right, Micah.
We are
Great show.
Out.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.